So here we are with episode 2 of The Demon Girl Next Door, season 2. It seems like Yuko is finally what the title is, right? The Demon Girl Next Door. And we've got the two magical girls just... Yuko is essentially sandwiched in between two magical girls, so it's going to be fun. A fun summer, I would assume. So let's see how long summer lasts for this season. If you guys like the video, like the video. If you dislike it, dislike it. I do have my full length up on Patreon and early access to non-seasonals and seasonal shows on the YouTube memberships. Other than that, let us get started. Oh, Mikan. Don't he's poisonous? Ah. That's why she has him on the transform into an arrow that can insta-kill. How are you touching it though? Like the arrow. Like, I guess the arrow is only the tip, huh? Her learning proficiency is too good. Go to school naked. Oh, now she's wearing it? Wow, immediately. Wow, what a wuss. I will say, my hype for... You know, that reminds me. Yuko did say that she needed to go find a job, right? So I assume she's going to work in a new job where the fox girl is. We're having a recap? Okay. You know, I do appreciate the little recap. It's been like 2 weeks. Yeah, it's a Mikan box. Oh. My dad's all over the place. Well, she did put some skills, some magic over it, you know? She's been living with it for a very long time, so... Oh my god, I was just thinking, I'm just like, she's so drunk! Inu-chan. Just dog. Where, Mikan's factory was destroyed? Somewhere around there? She's dead. The hungover. Drank a little too much. The trauma. She's just holding on to her tail. What is this, like a fucking leash? A bootleg. Ah, so that's how her curse. Alright. Well, that's what he gets for making a deal with the devil. How to be a good demon, huh? Oh, a young Momo. Oh, a little flashback. It's glowing pink. Oh, when Momo had longer hair. She just broke down. Oh, Momo. Momo can handle it, right? Oh. Was this even before Mikan became a magical girl, or? There's just something so funny seeing their chibi self. Oh, you can cry, just don't do it alone. Why do they not look like rice balls? I have no idea. You probably fainted. Oh! Oh! Super hard. Yeah, the Sakura. Yeah, I was thinking about that when I first see it. Twice. When she fought alongside Joshua, yeah. Do you have a shovel or something? Well, that's part of it, but... She doesn't like to talk about it. She beefed up her muscles. Oh! Sakura just talking to her? Look over where? Wow! Found a treasure! Got a weapon. A fork? What? 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 Telling me to... She... Oh no! Poor Yuko. Henry and Ogura. This is the first and last time. Gotta be global warming. It's tolerable. Oh, if it's made out of horse dung though, like, is it gonna stink? She's just advertising? Me too. What? You know something's up. So is that why she's holding a fork in the opening? Is that what it was, if I remember? Oh my god, wow, perfect! Not Sakura? The whachamacallit rod. She's still sick? Started with an A. Angus beef applesauce. Maybe this is your... It takes form of whoever holds it, you know? Whoa, whoa, whoa! Forks can still deal a lot of damage! International TV shows. Spoon feeding. Damn, dude, she's tapping to the beat too? Wow. It's just a bigger fork. Oh! Oh, it's a spoon! Oh, is it that heavy? Holy sh... Oh, it is a giant fucking fork. Woo! Well, at least we know that it works. Oh, it's now a pen. Ha ha ha! Oh, you did, how convenient! That's full of ink. Oh, a shovel! She can make anything but a weapon. How convenient, dude. Really just... An anti-tank rifle! Holy shit! With unlimited bullets? My god. Well, first of all, she's gonna fucking pop her shoulder if she uses that. Mmm. Smile ear to ear. Mmm. Not out of personal interest? She's not your vassal yet, but you know. Confidence and determination is much more understandable. Alright, wow, that's... Holy shit, the amount of information that was happening in this episode. My goodness. So many timestamps. Alright, well. Got a whole bunch of stuff to write, so I'll freaking write them, and we will be right back to the center. I don't know why, but just from the way that this hair looks, it looks like Yuko's mom. Looks like Seiko, except it's got like an anthropomorphic body, right? Like got like the leg of like a goat-ish, I would assume, or like hooves, right? So interesting if we'll see that sort of character later on or not, because they do say that it is a pretty famous devil. Goes for summer vacation. Plunge the pink girl into darkness. Benefit from taking the easy way. So that's what she was writing. Take advantage of weakness. Suggest taking a shortcut. And then it goes all the way up. Somehow make it work so Momo falls to the dark side. And then what, she just wrote her fucking grocery list? Eggplant, frying pan, cucumber, asked Momo if it's okay to buy plastic. Yeah. So, 10 years ago, Mikan's curse, situation resolved, factory destroyed first time, but the warehouse is still intact and Mikan was eyewitness. And then the year after that, Sakura goes missing, Joshua is sealed away, factory destroyed, Momo returns to town, inspects the factory, warehouse destroyed. Okay. Okay, I'm listening to the English dub, but like the subtitles are written for the Japanese dub, right? So her just saying, the subtitles just like, I hope that everyone will become friends. In English, and Momo's just like, yeah, I hope everyone will become friends. Yeah.
I hope that everyone will become friends. Yeah.
Yeah.
I still don't know why.
Hello, Master! Huh. Okay, I had to watch that whole part again, literally, just because, like, because Yuko's just like, oh, this is the one time when Momo was in good spirits, right? One of the rare times she was in good spirits. And I had to look back at that, and I'm just like, I don't know. She looked the same to me. There was one time she brought me to this factory and trained my magic powers. and one of the few times she seemed to be in good spirits. It's probably she was abused by this embarrassing that I said. Yeah, like, I hope everyone become friends. Okay. Alright, so that was episode 2 of The Demon Girl Next Door, season 2. Let me know what you guys think about it in the comments down below. You know that I always like talking to you guys. For me, I thought that this was a pretty good episode. We've learned quite a lot of things that kind of just flew past my head. You know, at some point I'm starting to think whether I should just listen to English dub. But then again, I don't know. At the same time, like, if I were to listen to English dub, I still would need subtitles just in case, you know, but I feel like with English dub, it might get to me a little bit more, but I'm a little too late on that whole point, so I'm not I'm not going to. But you know, my usual tactic of just going with the flow and doing whatever during the reaction, and then writing down all these fucking timestamps, and then going back through it a second time, right, while I'm writing notes and seeing whatever all that has happened. It still works. So there, you know, obviously there's still some things I'm going to be missing. I'm not going to catch every single thing on the first or second watch. You know, there's still things that I catch when I'm editing, and like I get to go through the episode for the third time and such. Anyways, a lot of stuff mentioned. I did wonder about, like, how did Mikan get this curse in the first place? So we've got, you know, more of Mikan's stuff, which is always fun. And speaking of Mikan, we are going to talk about her first, right? The first thing that we saw was Mikan's giving us showing us her navigator, which is Mikael. And I believe what did Yuko says, a fusion of Mikan and frog. Which Mikael is a golden poison frog, and so touching him is deadly. But it's also funny that she's just like, yeah, you know, in a serious battle, in a deadly battle, whatever, Mikael can transform into a magical arrow, and I'm like, damn, dude. An arrow that's like instant death. Fantastic, dude. Fantastic. Mikan's out here murdering people. But Mikan was the person who realized that this Mikan box comes from her family, right? The Hinatsuki family, and it came from their family factory. And the family factory that they were talking about is the same one that Momo took Yuko to back in episode 3 of season 1. So I thought that was pretty nice too, right? We're bringing back some of the we're bringing back some of the settings that we've seen all the way back in the beginning of season 1 and bringing it here in season 2, but now we have a better, a new type of purpose in there as well. And they did also mention, well, Mikan also made a note of the attack, because, you know, when I saw it, with like the whole warehouse being destroyed and all that, there's like this little symbol, like somebody had used this power or whatever, right? And it has this, as we now know, it's like a sakura leaf type symbol because it's sakura. So I thought that was very nice that they went and they explained it. Anyways, yeah, with Mikan realizing this box, she and Momo and Yuko decides that they're going to head on over to said factory. At the factory, we get to learn about Mikan's the small little past and how she got the curse, right? The Hinatsuki family saw a sharp decline in business, causing Mikan's dad to be in a rough spot, and so out of a desperate situation, he performs a devil summoning ritual. And he summoned a pretty famous devil, not sure what the name is, but we know that this devil now lives in Mikan's heart. But I love that the way that she says it too, where she says the devil was summoned using a bootleg catalyst and an incantation he copied from someone else. Damn, dude. I guess you can also see that's why the star shape and everything, right? It's not like a perfect circle or whatever. Fantastic. But This is what happens when you make a deal with the devil, right? They're going to grant your wish, but it's not going to be in the way that you want it to be. And so her dad made a wish to keep his factory and family safe. And so the devil was like, sure, dude, I'll fucking do that. And so it ends up putting a curse on Mikan, which destroys anything that causes her trouble. So in a way, as she says, it twists his wish, and it's technically protecting his family, and his family being Mikan, right? It's just Mikan. I don't know about the protecting the factory part. But it kind of got one thing correctly. But it also decided that it's going to live in Mikan's heart and absorb the energy of the things Mikan destroys to get stronger. Because of this curse, and Mikan is out here hurting the people that she loves, unfortunately, she has to go to Sakura for help, and that's the first time Mikan and Momo met. And the way that Mikan describes Momo is that she is like an angel from heaven. Which I love that Yuko hears that, and she's just like, whoa, I want to hear more about this angel Momo, because Jesus Christ, right now she's a fucking monster. Holy shit, dude, the savagery. And so it's nice to see how the curse was before Sakura meddled with it, where we have Mikan who's just hiding, and she's just like, look, if anybody who gets close to me is sent to the hospital sooner or later, right? I've hurt my mom because of this. So she's never gonna leave this place again, right? Momo comes closer, and she just says, stay away from me or my curse will activate. And like, she just blows up. She's a fucking bomb. Momo has to transform into her magical girl self in order to protect herself, or at least to show off to Mikan that, like, hey, I'm not gonna get hurt or whatever. I would assume that's just how that curse was. Like, she literally just blows up for the most part, right? The curse was a lot more potent, and it's a lot more dangerous and destructive, but then with Sakura meddling with it, for the most part, the curse that we see now is just, for the most part, a very big inconvenience, but it seems like right now it's not really going to send anybody to the hospital for the most part, right? We just have like big clouds of rain raining down on you, although the potential of lightning striking you is also a thing, you know, that could also send you to the hospital. But we've got like birds coming in and all that. So the curse still ineffective, but it's still in effect, but it's not as destructive as it once was. And this was a nice scene too, where Momo says, look, I'm super strong, so your curse isn't going to hurt me, so it's okay if the two of us can be close to one another, right? And as I mentioned, this part right here, it's just so funny, because like there's something about anime a lot of the times when they have a character who is, you know, in high school or whatever, or they're an adult, and then when they get drawn as a kid, it doesn't really look like they're a kid. It just looks like they're a chibi version of themselves, which, I mean, I guess you can say that IRL too, you know, your small self, your younger self is just a chibi version of you. But other than that, it really just looks like a chibi version of themselves. I enjoy it, and again, I like the message that Momo gives, and I like that this is how their friendship started. Since Mikan's appearance, we know that Mikan loves to gush about Momo, especially gushing about the way that Momo used to be, and we often see Momo coming in to stop her, especially when it comes to Momo talking about sorry, not Momo, Mikan, God, talking about how Momo was as a magical girl, right? She stops her and she doesn't want her to say anything about it. And usually I was thinking about it, it's just like, oh, maybe it's just like a very embarrassing thing. Understandable. It's like it's like kids who grow out of their 8th grader syndrome or something, and they don't want to hear about how they used to be during those times. Or, you know, you had an edgy phase as a kid or something, and you don't want to hear it when somebody who known you during those times and they're explaining that to other people who never knew you before that, right? You don't want people to know about it. It's a little too embarrassing. So that's usually what I think about it, but it's an interesting note that this is something that Mikan brings up a little bit after, where she says, I think that Momo used to smile a lot more in the past, but now she is more stiff. And Yuko wonders, is it because of Sakura's appearance? And Mikan's like, well, that could possibly be it. But it seems that Momo gets snappy when Mikan brings up the past, and we can see that. And for some reason, she's even more beefed up than before. She was strong when she was in elementary, but now she is just freakishly strong, even for a magical girl. It's just like, goddamn, dude, she's just out here lifting weights all the time. She's a beefcake out here. And it's it's nice to just, you know, have these thoughts, and it makes me wonder if, obviously, it does it, not obviously, but like, does it come from that one time when Yuko came into Momo's dream for the first time, and we see the way that Momo finds herself to be a very weak person, a person who feels some a sense of worthlessness, and knowing that, well, she wasn't there for Sakura's disappearance, and she is unable to find where Sakura is, right? She had no clues for the past 10 years until now. So she grows up with that, knowing that, well, fuck, you know, my sister, my quote-unquote sister has disappeared, and I just can't find her anywhere. And we also know, or at least have the suspicion from Mikan, that when Momo was a magical girl, and during those times before Sakura disappeared, she was very into the whole thing, but now she isn't. She lost her passion, and she hasn't really transformed into her magical girl self until she met Yuko. God, these names are stuck. I did mention at some point, I'm just gonna have to start calling Yuko Shamiko, just so I don't have to, like, I'm just messing up names everywhere. And going back to the whole dream thing, right, with Momo saying, I can't be any weaker than I am before, or than I am now, so is her overtraining herself, right, becoming an even more of a beefcake than she used to be. Is that just her trying to compensate for this lack of power that she feels, or this truly lack of power that she has, especially now that, you know, a portion of her power has been sapped away by Yuko. Interesting thoughts, so that's fun to think about. Anyways, while Yuko was talking about how Momo was in a good spirit when she said that she hoped everyone will become good friends, which, you know, I can't really remember what I said during episode 3 when they were saying about that. I remember writing down the quotes, but I can't remember what my thoughts were during that time. So long ago. So many other anime in my head now. But, I don't know, with this new context, is it new context or is it not? But, again, I still can't really remember what... I mean, other than the idea of Yuko is not like any other devil or demon that Momo has seen before, because of the whole idea of the light versus the dark clan and such. And, like, the demons and devils and whatever, they're supposed to do evil shit, but here's Yuko being like, I hope everybody can become friends. Oh, you know what? I just realized. Perhaps it's something that makes her think about Sakura, because Sakura is the person who is out here helping demons and devils. She's the one who made this giant fucking seal in this town where demons and magical girls, or light and dark clans, can live together. Right, so perhaps that's the reason why Momo was in a bit of a good spirit, from what Yuko says, because she reminds her of Sakura and such. We have Mikan, who finds out that the entire warehouse has been destroyed, and she says that, well, when she left this place, she saw it once more, and the warehouse wasn't destroyed, or at least it was the machineries and the components or whatever was destroyed, but the warehouse was still intact. But now, the warehouse has just been absolutely obliterated. We see Mikan pointing out that the mark that we saw all the way back in episode 3 of season 1, it came from Sakura's special attack, the Sacrament Cannon. And it gives Momo this idea that the warehouse has been destroyed twice by Sakura. The first time was saving Mikan, which was 10 years ago, and then the second time, which was 9 years ago, right? So there was a 1-year gap. That was when she probably was most likely fighting alongside Joshua before his disappearance as well, which kind of could line up from the idea that Joshua was sealed inside a Mikan box, which came from Mikan's family. So it could, the possibility that this is where, and also, you know, we find his freaking wand, or his rod. So the possibility that he was sealed here specifically, and like some fucking shit happened during this whole warehouse stuff, right, that caused Joshua to be sealed and such. My original thoughts is that perhaps Joshua had suffered some sort of injury, and the only way to really save him was to seal him off in some unknown space, right? So then his body would like stop in terms of like time would stop, so his body would technically stop bleeding out or whatever, right, from him suffering from his injuries. Or, you know, it's to help him heal his injury for the most part. Who knows? But I'm also thinking about the idea that perhaps Joshua also, you know, perhaps he succumbed to his devilness or whatever, right? And he was the one who caused Sakura to destroy this place twice, right? Maybe she was the one who fired the Sacrament Cannon on him. Which then again could also goes back to the idea of, you know, he could have died from his injuries and so she had to seal him in. Who knows, right? It could be one of those two, but it could be something way different, and I don't know, I don't really expect to learn the mystery of this, but at the same time, maybe we will end up learning the mystery of this by the end of this season. I don't know where this season is going to go specifically, but if it doesn't get solved by the end of this, I'm not really gonna complain or anything. But if it did get solved by the end of this, I do wonder what would be the next thing that comes to this story. Anyways, while she was saying that, she gets distracted by somebody calling out to Yuko to dig up Joshua's rod. Alright, saying that is digging up his wand. I would assume it's Sakura. I mean, who else is it going to be? Who knows, right? Who knows? So she digs it up, and the wand looks like it's made out of wood, and like there's a piece of cloth on it, which perhaps comes from Joshua, who knows, but it's also like an old rod of ancient origin, right, made in Mesopotamia and all that. And then it's got a nice little prism gem, right? It's a little like, it's like greenish on the bottom, and up top is purple pinkish. Very nice. I think it's a prism, right? Whatever it is, once Yuko picks it up, it turns into a fork. And what we learn the scene after this, where she talks to Seiko about it, she talks to her mom about it, she talks about the whachamacallit rod. It's a rod that can multiply the magic power of their clan and can transform into any cylindrical shape. Anything with a cylindrical shape. Which, I suppose, a fork is a cylindrical shape. I guess it is. That's why it's used as a fork. But as Seiko says, she used it as a drying rack. Fantastic, dude. Seiko just takes all these, like, she's got, like, amazing magical shit, and she's just using it for everyday stuff. Oh yeah, the whachamacallit rod, right? The super powerful rod and all that. Yeah, we just use it as a drying rack. Oh, my husband is locked into a fucking box and stuff, but hey, you know, It cleans itself. It's extremely sturdy. I'm just gonna use it as a fucking table. Or as like a fucking stool. We can see the rod at work with Yuko turning her fork into an even bigger fork, except it's a little too heavy for her, unfortunately. But here where it turns into a pen and everything. And I love that, again, it's Momo who gets upset at Yuko for not being a good demon for the most part. She's just like, why can't you just summon it and have it like be a fucking bazooka or something with unlimited ammo? And Yuko's just so happy that it turns into like random shit, right? It turns into a pen, turns into a shovel, and Momo's just like, yeah, good for you. If it were me though, I'd use it for way more nefarious means. And I love this point where Momo and Rio are just looking up on the internet, and Momo's just like, what about an anti-tank rifle? Which, again, if Yuko was able to figure out how to turn that, because like her last time when she was trying to think of a weapon, which was in Momo's dreams, right? She was trying to think of a weapon, and she couldn't even figure out what a gun looked like in her imagination. So her trying to get something complex like a anti-tank rifle, that's a little too much. But if she did manage to get it, oh my god, that would dislocate her fucking shoulders. Jesus fucking Christ, dude. But as they were doing all this jazz, Yuko thinks back to what Mikan was talking about, how Momo used to smile a lot more in the past. And she was thinking like, well, yeah, she doesn't really smile that much. I do see her pout and laugh on occasion. So she wants to see her smile, right? I want her to smile from ear to ear. Which, you know, could be a little creepy if somebody's smiling ear to ear and they're not doing it for, you know, because they're laughing or whatever. You know, it's like a Cheshire cat. But it seems like we've got yet another goal for Yuko, which she says she's not doing it because of, she's not doing it for any personal reason. She's only doing it because she wants her vassal to be happy. That's still her plan, to make Momo into her vassal. And man, she did not land this joke, unfortunately. I'm still trying to figure out what she means by forklift. Like, if she means it literally, like, was she supposed to, like, lift the fork? Or, like, I'm not exactly sure what the joke was going to be. But as the narrator says, it's not the quality of the joke, it's how confident you are in the joke. Right, that's really gonna fucking hit them. It could be a stupid ass joke. But if you fucking say it with confidence and determination, right, that would make the joke a whole lot better. Actually, hold on. Yuko says that she's a forklift. Is that right? She says, I'm a forklift. The problem with the joke is that if you have to figure out what it means, right? If you have to figure out the meaning of it, it kind of ruins the joke. Albeit, I still find some fun in figuring out jokes, right? I don't know if I think I've mentioned it sometime during the series where I said that I enjoy jokes that don't land. I think that's very funny in its own way. But, I'm a forklift. Maybe it's like a translation error or something, but I also don't have like the English dub ready, so I can't just listen to the English dub and just hear what they decided to write in the English dub. But if somebody could tell me what this joke is supposed to be, I'd appreciate it. But as I said, thought this was a good episode. Woo! We learned a good amount of stuff, and yeah, I enjoy it. As I said, I didn't say this episode, but I like the small little details that comes out of this show and how it gets brought back later on, like the setting of episode, the setting that the warehouse setting that we first saw in episode 3 of season 1. So, very nice, very enjoyable. Wonder where we're going to go next after this? We're still in summer break and all that, right? We're still continuing with the mystery, but it seems like Yuko has that new goal, which is to make Momo laugh or to make Momo smile. So, you know, if we have seen her smile from time to time, it's just not the ear-to-ear smile that Yuko wants. So, you're also trying to get a fucking pessimist to smile, so good luck with that. But yeah, interested to see what happens in the next episode. If I have anything else to say, I will write it in the description down below. Thank you guys for sticking around, and I will see you guys in the next episode.